Hey Bobcats, Mrs. Kelly here. We are continuing on with day 3 of our equations unit, and we will be talking about like terms and combining those like terms today. Alright, so I've kind of started writing, but I'm going to go through it with you. When a plus or minus sign separates an algebraic expression into parts, each part is called a term. Okay, so the very first thing I did was I came down with my orange lines here, and I put on each one a line separating my terms. So you can see here I have 1 term, 2 term, 3 term, 4 term, 5 term, 6 terms total. Okay? In terms that contain a variable, the numerical part of the term is called the coefficient. Okay? So in 14x, we would call this a variable term because it contains a variable. The 14 in front is the coefficient. In term 3 here, a variable term because it contains the variable x. The -2 is the coefficient. Here in the 5th term, -5 is the coefficient. A term without a variable is called a constant. So 9 would be a constant. There's no variable in that term. 8 would be a constant. There's no variable in that term. And then 1 would be a constant. Okay? And then the word expression, this right here, 14x plus 9 minus 2x plus 8 minus 5x plus 1, that's an expression. It's a fancy way of saying it's just like an equation, but there is no equal sign. See how there's no equal whatever? Okay? Like with the 1 steps and 2 steps. We had something on the left side of the equal sign. We had something on the right side. Right now we're slowing down and we're just looking at one side of that equation. Okay? And we're just simplifying it. So I made a little bit of an accident. I've rewritten it here for you. Oh, and real quick, I skipped this. Like terms contain the same variables such as 3x and 2x. So here a like term, right, would be the ones I've circled. 14x, -2x, and -5x are all like terms because they all contain the same variable x. So we're going to state the number of terms, identify the like terms, the coefficients and constants in the expression. Okay, so the number of terms. I'm going to do the same thing that I modeled up here by doing the orange bars over the minus signs and the addition signs. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. Now here I'm doing the like terms. Okay, so this is my like terms here. So let's look. Which ones contain the same variables? 7x, x, and -3x. Those are my like terms. 7x, x, and -3x. Alright, so what are those coefficients? Okay, so the coefficient of the 7x is 7. The coefficient of this x is a 1. And the coefficient of this x, this term here, is -3. Now what are the constants? The constants, right, are -5. Okay, so let's color code a little bit. So I've got my like terms in pink, and I've got my constants in green. And that constant was -5. All right, moving on to example 2. I'll start with the number of terms and I'll place a bar on the addition and subtraction signs. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 terms. The like terms I'll highlight in pink. -2m, and that's a +6m. So what are those coefficients? The coefficient of the first one here is -2. The coefficient of the second one, 6m, is 6. And the constants we'll put in green. So the constants are positive 5 and negative 3. All right, so your turn. I want you to pause the video and I want you to do the exact same thing. I'm not going to pause. I'm going to keep going, but you've stopped the video. There are 4 terms. What are the like terms? Let's continue to put those in pink. My like terms are 4x and 1x. The coefficients of these like terms would be 4. And remember, that one's there, they just don't write it, okay? And then the constants, we'll put in green. That's a -2 and a -5. So -2, -5. Okay? Now that we've identified that vocabulary and we see that, let's start adding some, okay? Or combining some, rather. Okay, do the following expressions contain like terms? So this actually, I'm jumping ahead a little bit, is just a yes or no. Okay, this is where we'll start combining. So do the following expressions contain like terms? Constant, constant. Are they like? Yes. Now you could say, Miss Kelly, that answer is 5, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for yes or no. Okay? Number 2, like terms. Hopefully you're saying no. One's an x, one's a y. Like terms have to have the same variable, okay? Z minus z, do they both have the same variable? Yes. So can we combine these? Absolutely. Now again, we're not worried about answers right now. Okay, a to the 23rd power, b to the 23rd power. So we're adding in some exponents, throwing you a curveball. Are these like terms? They have the same exponent, but do they have the same variable? No, they don't, okay? So when we talk about like terms, we say same variable, same exponent. Let's write that down. Same variable, same exponent. Okay? This right here is what like term is talking about, okay? Same variable, same exponent. So let's look at number 5. Like terms, same variable, but that's to the first power and that is not. So this would be no. All right, AC plus DC. Like terms? No. AC, that would need to be an AC for this to be like terms, or this would need to be a DC. Okay, 2x to the third plus 4x to the third. So I'm going to come over here. Do they have the same variable? X, x. Do they have the same exponent? Third power, yes. Okay, yes. Now, Miss Kelly, the coefficients are different. 2 and 4, that's okay if the coefficients are different. What's the definition of a like term? Same variable, same exponent. Yx, oops, I said that very bad. X, y squared, z, plus x, y, z. Same variables, but that y is squared. Is that y squared? No. Okay, 2abc plus cab. Do they have the same variables? A, B, C, A, B, C. They have the same variables? They all have the same power. I know the coefficient's different, but these are like terms. We're just going to say here that the order's different, but are they the same? Yes. If you're telling me that 3 times 2 is 6, isn't 2 times 3 6? So the order changes, right? And that's okay. I still get the same value. All right, now we're actually going to simplify. So what we're going to do here is we're going to combine like terms. So we're going to look at those coefficients and combine them. okay? So here, 3D plus 6D, are they like terms? Hopefully you're saying yes, okay? But what we're going to do is we're going to focus in on the coefficients now, and we're going to say, well, 3D plus 6D, that's 9D, and that is my answer. 2 plus 5s minus 4. Now, I don't see any like variable terms, but I do see some constants. We've been combining constants since like pre-K kindergarten. What's 2 minus 4? Hopefully you're saying negative 2. 2 minus 4 is negative 2. Use your calculator if you need to. Now that plus 5 can't be combined with anything, so I'm just going to bring it down. And there's my answer. I usually have students that ask really good questions and they say like, well, Miss Kelly, is 5s minus 2 the same thing? Well, what I want you to notice, is this a negative 2? Yep. Is that a negative 2? Yep. That a positive 5s? Is that a positive 5s? So you can see that we've just switched the order. So both of these are acceptable. 2z plus 3 plus 9z minus 8. Let's look at like terms. Like terms, I see same variable, same exponent. I also see some constants I can combine, okay? But we'll focus on the pink first. What is 2z plus 9z? That would be 11z. So I'm going to write over here what I'm doing. 2z plus 9z equals 11z. And then we'll switch colors here. 3, whoop, not plus, Miss Kelly, minus 3 minus 8 is negative 5. And that's how I look at it here. 3 minus 8 is negative 5. So this is my answer. People sometimes go, well, Miss Kelly, can't we combine these? Hold your horses. Can you combine things that don't have like terms? No, this is as far as we can go. All right, I'd like you to try 13 and 14. So you're going to pause the video. I'm going to pause the video, and then I'm going to put the answers there for you to check. All right, welcome back. Here are my answers. D minus 8D is negative 7D. What's 1, right? There's a 1 there. What's 1 minus 8? Negative 7. And I bring down that positive 2C. So there's my answer in the box. Over here, 2x plus 7x is 9x. Negative 6y plus 2y is negative 4y. All right, let's highlight our like terms. So I'm going to highlight all my F's there, all of my G's, and then I have some constants here. I'm out of highlighters, so I'm just going to circle those. Okay, so 2F plus 7F is 10F. 5G plus 2G is a positive 7G, and 3 plus 7 is 10. That is my answer. We can't go any further. We can't combine these. They all have different variables, or this is just a constant, okay? There was one very similar to this. I want you to try number 16. I'm going to pause it.